Welcome everyone to the great, not Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm still in Berlin, which is kind of funny because once again, I leave the great state of North Carolina and something happens in the great state of North Carolina. Anyways though, as I will be here in Germany until the end of the final, you can follow me on Instagram as I'll probably be posting some stuff like the fan zones and all that kind of stuff. So definitely go and follow my Instagram. Also, thanks for 14,000 followers. Anyways, though, time to predict the finals, and we have Spain versus England. We'll start with Spain first, and in between the sticks is none other than Unai Simon. Unlike past tournaments, Unai Simon has actually been super reliable as a shot stopper. Spain's defense has been really solid though. Unai's only had to face 18 shots on target. But of those 18, he's only conceded 3 and has one of the best post-shot XG minus goals allowed per 90 stats in the entire tournament, which just basically means he's saving the shots he should be saving and also saving the shots he has less of a chance of saving. The Spanish backline, as we've mentioned before, has done a really good job at keeping some of the best attacking talents quiet. Fullback Marc Cucurella has been one of the best defenders in the entire tournament. Every time I've watched Spain play, I don't think a single player has gotten in behind him. His anticipation in this tournament has genuinely just been very impressive. The other fullback, Dani Carvajal, should be coming back from suspension. As one of the best right backs in the world, Carvajal gives a lot, but his ability to wind up players could be big for a game where both teams are fighting for composure and rhythm. And as you can see from the Spanish team, there's not that many players that have been in a final. So Carvajal, who has been in numerous finals and just recently scored in one, needs to step up. Onto the center back partnership, you have Aymeric Laporte and Robin Lenormand, who will be returning from suspension. Laporte has done a really good job leading the back line. Lenormand, on the other hand, I'm still kind of a little iffy on him. His defending can be quite shaky, but at least he still has a really good aerial presence, and he's really good on the ball as well. Now, midfield is Spain's strongest suit by far. Rodri, once again, crucial to the Spaniards. His ability to win the ball back is absolutely world class, and he rarely ever makes a bad pass. Not to mention, just like Carvajal, Rodri has been to a final and has also scored in a final. Then there's Fabian Ruiz, the more all-around midfielder. He's been putting in a lot of good defensive shifts, but at the same time, he is also the reason why Spain's attack has been so entertaining and electric. He's not hesitant on the ball, has elusiveness that gets past his markers, and he tends to pick out the wingers as quick as possible once he gets on the ball, which just gives Spain's attack that extra step above pretty much everyone else in this tournament so far. Then to complete this elegant balance of defense, all-aroundedness, and finally attack, Dani Olmo, and he has been phenomenal in these knockout stages. Olmo has become an integral part to the Spanish attack and is in pole position to win Golden Boot with 3 goals to his name. I feel like if we see the wingers get shut down and Morata not really finish any of his chances, Dani Olmo is going to be the answer. Over into the attack though, and first we gotta start with the men that have practically changed Spain for the better. Nico Williams, with his incredible pace and change of direction, has been a problem for every single fullback that he's had to face. And Lamine Yamal, who only just turned 17 a day before the final, is exploding onto the scene at the best possible time. Honestly, he reminds me a lot of Mbappe at World Cup 2018, the way he just gets exponentially better with every game he plays. But seriously, this kid is the real deal. 3 assists, scored a goal in the semi-final, an absolute worldie at that. And every single time you see him play, he doesn't look like a 16-year-old. I know like everyone said that, but he truly does not look like a 16-year-old when he plays against these huge-ass nations. The question now is though, will Lamine Yamal continue this incredible momentum? Will he continue to show off even in the final, the biggest game of his entire career so far? Or will we finally start to see his actual age? Lastly, there's Alvaro Morata, and once again, his finishing isn't great. Despite the criticisms though, he's still done a really good job at doing Spain's dirty work up top. So far, the Morata finishing issues haven't really been that big of a deal, but we'll just have to see what happens in the final. On to England next, and I had a feeling this was gonna happen. I never said anything in a video about it, but just trust me. I've always believed that if England had the opportunity to play a more superior side, they wouldn't play down to them. In fact, Gareth Southgate would set them up perfectly against them. And he did just that against the Dutch, and this was the best English team I've seen so far in this tournament. But just like Spain, England's defense has done an excellent job at suppressing the opposition. I mean, even through all the struggles that England have had, with their low block, it's been really solid. Teams haven't been able to break it down. So once I saw England win that very questionable penalty and then score, I mean, I knew for a fact it was over for the Dutch. Anyways though, the defense will more than likely consist of a 3 center back backline. And the big advantage here is that every center back in this system is pretty comfortable with each other. In terms of total completed passes throughout the entire tournament, 3 of England's center backs, all starting, are in the top 5. Kyle Walker hasn't really been the best by any means, but his speed is invaluable to this team and will be very useful against these wingers. Meanwhile, John Stones has been quiet, but his on-the-ball abilities have helped England maintain composure and building from the back. Mark Gahey, on the other hand, has been making a lot of noise as a very dominant defender. There's also support from the 2 wingbacks, Kieran Trippier and Bukayo Saka, although Trippier has been struggling quite a bit in this tournament, and you saw him actually get yanked off for Luke Shaw, so maybe Gareth Southgate goes for Luke Shaw, who also has experience in the finals. We'll just have to see. Meanwhile, since the position change, Bukayo Saka has been a game changer for this English side. Although he's doing more on the defense now, Saka's looked even better on the offensive. He has way more space to work with, he's carrying the ball into dangerous positions from deep, and has also been helping the front 3 with his link-up play. Midfield has been a major struggle throughout this entire tournament for England, but Kobbie Mainoo has been its savior. He's been fantastic defensively, and has been making a lot of really smart passes in the build-up. Declan Rice, on the other hand, he's still a mess. He's playing like what Jamie Oliver's fried rice tastes like. Every game, he's just making really poor decisions in his passing, and also, he keeps losing the ball in really dangerous areas. It's been happening constantly. It happened in the Netherlands game, and that's where it really costed England when they conceded. Honestly, it just seems like Declan Rice has kind of lost a bit of confidence. He's just a little scared to move the ball up forward. It's very not in his character. And finally, there's the attack, and it actually looked competent versus the Netherlands. In particular, Phil Foden was the best player in the first half, and he was extremely unlucky not to score because of that Dumfries clearance. However, Kane, Bellingham, still very underwhelming. But thankfully, England has this thing called depth, and Southgate used it to its fullest potential. Cole Palmer again looked great, and he assisted the game winner to Ollie Watkins, another substitute off the bench. In general, England have more depth on paper, which could be a huge advantage if this game stretches out. And another thing going for England, which could be more important than any single other aspect of this game, experience. Most of England's core has been to a final, and having lost in 2020, they'll be hungrier than before, knowing what things they could do differently. Which is why I must confirm once again that God has abandoned us. For my Euro 2024 official prediction, I think Spain have another electrifying start and score first, but England will come back to win 2-1. Spain have an incredible way of playing, but I have to say, England's defense do look more solid. On top of that, experience is on England's side. They have more quality depth. And on top of all of this, Southgate knows how to set up his teams against these kinds of opponents. So I'm sorry to the entire world. I really do believe that this is the end. I think we can disband football after this. Congratulations, England. You've won Euro 2024. I'm now going to jump. But who do you guys think will win the final? Will it be Spain? Will it be England? Let me know in the comments below. But of course, a massive shout out to all our members, including Janos Balas, Brazilian Fury, Respect the Jeff, Othman JN, Habakkuk, Adnazir Makalankam, Alex Rod, Ulta, Miguel Munoz, Return Fire, Rory Burns, Slatterkit, Sniffer, Takuoka Fan, The Cypriot 35, Not Windows 95 Man, Catcher Agatra, Big Boris the Baby Eater II, Kerbo, Unkwell, St. Terrence, Sylvia Citrus, Wise Orange, Ryan Jans, Rashford Enthusiast, Cocosaurus Rex, LeJames Braun, Samu, Just MRC, Cheesebait, Cooper Rory, The Somali Pirate, Claymore Roomba, Winder Gel, M4 Does Stuff, Finn Likes Rugby More, Davox, The Portergeyser, TPSK25, Polar Protos, Van Fan, Lucien von Croix, Ethan Bennett Loves Kavicha,
Grzegorz Brzeszczykiewicz. Grzegorz Brzeszczykiewicz. Grzegorz Brzeszczykiewicz.
Grzegorz
Brzeszczykiewicz. Grzegorz Brzeszczykiewicz.
Grzegorz Brzeszczykiewicz. Adrian, Chris Visconti, Dominic Griffin, Kyler Krebs, Mohammed Altanib, Nish, Patrick Barley, Rashford God 5, Raspberry L, subscribe to Tenditim, and Unbroken Persona. If you'd like to support the channel extra and become a member, you can go down in the description below or up in the annotations. You can also follow me on Twitter, follow my Instagram, just to follow the adventures going on. You can follow my Twitch. I'll probably come back and stream, who knows. But until then, I'll see you guys.